This conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we were discussing about weights, right? So what are the weights till we know team? So earlier we have used thread.zip. Thread.zip from it's not from Selenium, it's from Java. It is not a dynamic weight, and remember it's a static weight. If you say it is 5 seconds, and program will pause for 5 seconds. If you say 10 seconds, and program will stop for 10 seconds until unless time is completing. And next one from weights from Selenium. In Selenium, we have a different weights. So and from remember weights from Selenium all are dynamic weights. Whatever we are discussing from Selenium weights, all are dynamic weights. First one, you have seen implicitly weight. So what is the implicit weight team? Implicit weight, it's a method. So coming from where? Coming from timeouts interface. So if you want to implement implicit weight, here this is the syntax. What is the syntax team? Driver dot manage that timeout dot implicitly weight. So let's debug it. So already we have driver object. This is nothing but reference. Which reference team? WebDriver. Inside a WebDriver, we have a method called manage. If you call manage method, it will return options interface reference. And inside option interface reference, we have a method called timeout. If you call timeouts method, it will return timeouts interface. Remember here interface timeouts. Inside timeouts interface, we have a methods to implement synchronization or wait. So what are the methods we have team? We have a methods of first one is implicitly wait. Implicitly wait. This is a method. So if you want to implement implicitly wait, so implicitly wait asking a parameter what int I can say time here, comma here time units. Here as a time units, you have to pass time minutes. Here we have to pass time minutes like this. For example, I can give like this. The time unit is a enum class, nothing but same like a class. So here inside time units, here you can supply seconds. See whatever you are giving as a uppercase. Remember, so in Java, if the keyword is see, this is not a method, right? Time minutes dot seconds. Why we are calling by using time minute dot second? Because time minutes it's a class and the seconds is a static. This is static variable, not a method. Remember, team. See, we are calling on top of time minutes. Time unit is a class and seconds is a static variable. And in Java, people are maintained. So if it's a variable and it is a constant, so they maintain in uppercase. Remember this, they maintain in uppercase. So we are calling on top of class name reference. So it is a static variable and the value is constant, right? So if you say 120 here, time unit second, it is converting into 120 seconds. If you say 120 here, you can give here minutes, it is converting into minutes. And again, this is also constant and this is also in uppercase. Here, like this, you can maintain time unit dot time minutes dot minutes. Again, time unit dot here you can maintain even hours application hours like this. Even you can maintain days, right? So, but most of the cases we'll use seconds only. Time unit dot second. Inside interface, timeouts interface, we have a one more method. What is the method team? Page load timeout. Page load timeout. Page load timeout. See, let's say let's say this is our application, right? So if you are navigating or first by the time of application launching or paging loading page, nothing but so this is paging load time. If we say here first time it will take fraction of seconds to page load. Or else, if I click any option, it will take some fraction of seconds to load this entire page. Nothing but so page loading, nothing but it is set up the backend DOM structure. So initially, so but we will work on backend, right? If you want to perform action in this one, first of all, we have to inspect this one DOM. In DOM structure, there is loading, nothing but page loading, nothing but DOM loading. So you can wait. You can wait by using Selenium methods. You can wait until this page load complete. Let's say, first of all, I'm clicking this operation, this function. After that, it is taking some time. Nothing but here the entire page DOM is loading here. I can wait by using Selenium until this page DOM structure loading completed. So for that, so there is a method called page load timeout. Again, the parameter is same thing here. So in time here, and again time units. Time units you can supply time unit dot seconds, minutes, hours. Even here having a days, all those things. And one more method you have a set script timeout. Set script timeout. And same parameter set script timeout, nothing but you can set up particular time to your test case. So most of the cases we don't use, but inside a time out interface we have a method stream. So first is implicitly wait, page load timeout, set script timeout, implicitly wait. So implicitly wait, so it's majorly applying on driver instance. Whatever we are discussing in timeouts interface, these are all applied on top of where team. We are calling on top of WebDriver reference and it is apply for entire driver reference, driver object. Here, right? So this is apply whatever you are using on top of driver reference. This is apply entire your object reference. Let's discuss a real-time example here. So here, let me create a package, new package. Let me create weights, right? Let me create class implicit weight demo. See, this is how we have to launch browser, right? First of all, system set property. I'm getting it. Sorry, you have to say it. We should have a method, right? So inside this one, right? See, first of all, setting driver exe, then launching browser, and then entering URL maximum. And there you have to use this implicitly wait. So, preferable place is after launching browser. Here you have to use implicitly wait. So how is the syntax of implicitly wait team? So driver dot manage dot timeout start implicitly wait. Here time. So time you can supply any number here. Let's say I'm giving in real time it will maintain 120 seconds. Here we have to call what time unit dot here observe. You can give days, hours, microseconds, milliseconds, minutes, nanoseconds, right? So preferable, give seconds. So here, this is the location preferable place. After launching browser, you apply your implicitly wait. So if you are saying implicitly wait, this is apply for each and every find element method. So find element method again we are calling on top of driver instance, right? So remember this implicitly wait we are applying for your driver reference. Whatever you are finding on top of driver reference, this is apply for each and every find element method, right? Before finding, suppose if we don't have this time, right? So obviously if the element is not find, the default timeout of Selenium team. Let's consider. So let's consider I want to perform after launching browser. I want to perform some action on this element, right? So it is taking some time, but Selenium can wait. Selenium can wait. So Selenium default time is 500 milliseconds. Team. Selenium default time is 500 milliseconds. If more than 500 milliseconds, Selenium will throw one exception. What is that exception? Element not found exception. If the element is taking more than 500 milliseconds, if the element is loading more than 500 milliseconds, Selenium will throw exception. What is that exception? Element not found exception. If you want to avoid these type of exceptions, you have to apply some wait. Either it may be thread.sleep or implicit wait. But recommend don't use thread.sleep because it is a static wait. And we have a beautiful weights in Selenium, implicit weight and explicit weight, fluid weight. This is the implicit weight. So this implicit weight is applied for your find element method on top of driver reference, right? Let's consider, let me show you real time here. So this is our application, right? So if you want to log in here, simply sign in here. First of all, you have to mouse over sign in. Instead of mouse over sign in, directly I'm using this URL, but you should use this one. Mouse over sign in. Already we have covered, right? We use this, use this. Use. Now I want to perform action here. After launching browser, maximize. I want to perform action. Let me log in here. Let me log in. So if you want to use, first of all, you have to inspect. How to inspect team? Inspect, right click. See, this is having some ID, right? Now observe, this is the ID. Let me make CSS. One of one, no duplicates, right? Of the team. Let me use driver dot find element method by dot of ID. Within the double quotes, supply your ID. After that, what the action I have to perform here? My find element returning web element. Inside web element, what are the function we have to call here? Send keys, because I want to enter my username. Within the double quotes, give username. Already I have an account. Here, this is my username @gmail.com. This is my username. Clear? Now, here, my find element is applied with what team? Implicitly wait. Now, this time, my find element method waiting for this element up to how many seconds? 120 seconds. Suppose if the element is identified within a 2 seconds, remaining time 118 seconds will skip. If the element is load taking time 100 seconds and it will wait up to 100 seconds, remain 120 seconds will skip by Selenium. That's why we are saying this is a dynamic program will not wait until 120 seconds. If it is below 120 seconds, it will wait the element is either visible or present in DOM. Here, let's suppose element is still 2 seconds, taking 2 seconds. So action will perform, identify element, action will perform within 2 seconds. If the element is taking 120 seconds, it can wait up to 120 seconds, action will perform. If the element is taking 130 seconds or 121 seconds, more than 120 seconds, Now this time you will get exception. Program will wait up to 120 seconds. Clear team? Now, as of now, for demo, I'm not giving 120 seconds because it's more than 2 minutes, right? So let me give 10 seconds. Observe. Here, whether I'm able to enter my username or not. Run as Java application. Launching browser, entering URL. Before that, we are applying implicitly wait, right? Now, it is trying to find this text box by using what team? We have used ID, right? Observe. See here, it is saying that within a 10 seconds, it will wait 10 seconds. So within 10 seconds, what it is saying? No such element exception. What it is saying? Where we are got in wait demo this class on where 19th line, it is saying that boss, there is no ID with this one. But observe here, same ID we are using. Right ID only. Yes or no? No. This time go to here, inspect, Control F. Now observe, copy last ID whatever we have used and CSS identify this one. Observe here. Here I am unable to identify. Let me inspect this one. Observe team. See here. This is the ID. Observe what is the difference between this ID and this ID. So observe it. This is the first time I have used. Observe. This is the ID value. First time I have used. So DWFRM login username D0R this one. Right? Now observe this time value. Observe it. This is the first time I have used ID. Now this time it contain what? This ID. Are you able to differentiate between first ID value and second ID value team? In real time, you will face these type of situations team, these type of issues. See, for every launching, my ID is changing. Are you able to observe? Up to here, this is a common. Now, ID value is this is a dynamic. Every time this value is going to be changed. For every iteration, for every launching, the ID value is going has been changing. Now, how to overcome this thing? Bhargav, I'm expecting from you. How to overcome this one? How to overcome this one? No, ma'am. See, here, this is a ID value, right? So this is a first ID value, and this is a second ID value. See, up to this D, it is up to this D, it is static. Now we can apply, we can use this. What is the value is not changing. For that, we can construct an XPath. That is the use of XPath thing. That is the beauty of XPath. So XPath you can use in any way. XPath, by using XPath, you can identify any element. See, observing. Let me construct XPath for this, which is used for every browser launching, right? Now observe here. Now observe here. So we have a method. We have a function called contains function. Yes or no? Next part we have a contains function. What is the syntax team? Here you can apply like this. Slash slash tag name. What is the tag name? Input at the rate. What is the ID, attribute I want to use? ID equals to. If I want to construct XPath, I have to use like this. ID equals to, then double quote. I have to give this XPath. Sorry, single quotes. Within a single quote, let's give this one. Single quotes, value, and this one. This is XPath, right? Now, this XPath will not work for second run. Now, if you want to apply dynamic, if I want to identify this element dynamically, here I can use contains function. That is the use of contains function in real time. Contains what? This ID contains what here? See here, the ID is value is what is not changing here. You have to give that one. Contain function close. So to remove this one, what is changing? Remove this one. Contains this one. Input contains function. Sorry, this one. Input here on. Let me construct here so that you can able to view here. See here. Construct XPath for this team. So how to construct? So use tag name slash slash input tag name, right? So already we know the syntax, right? So here we have to use contains function. Inside contains function, what it contains at the rate attribute ID. ID contain here you have to give static value here. What the value you have to give, which is not changing, give here. This is not changing. Right? And close your contains function and close your XPath. Now observe whether it is working or not. Creating. Now observe, use the same XPath here. Use the same XPath here. You have to use which is not changing thing. So if you want to apply contains function, you have to use which is not changing. Right? This is XPath, right? Observe here. See here. I am using up to here DWFRM login username because it is not changing. After the username, after this D particularly, this is changing. So if you are going for ID, this time, every time you will get no such element exception. This is the real time and best example team. Clear? Now observe. So this time whether I am able to perform operation or not. See here. Now it got work. Now if you execute one more time, it will work. So that is the beauty of XPath. So by using XPath, if you know the XPath functions, you can apply any logic. You can identify any element. Creating. Now try to log in this one. The same. So this is username, right? So let me enter password, right? So this one, identify, inspect. Now again, this is also having ID. but DWF form login. This is not a dynamic editing. Directly you can use this ID. This is not a dynamic one, so you can use directly this one. See here, and this time this is ID, ID, send keys. Now here apply password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Observe after entering password here. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now observe here, after that I have to click sign option. Right? Sign in option. If you want to identify, you can identify like this. So write your own XPath theme, but don't use this XPath, copy XPath, right? So try to identify if you keep on using, so that you will be mastering XPath. So and observe here. So observe here, if you copy XPath of this element, if you copy XPath of this element, it will give you by using ID here. Observe here. So this is giving XPath by using this one ID value. But will it work next time, team? Definitely it will not work next time. That's why don't depend on this copy XPath. Always write your own XPath. See, this time I'm copying this one. So will it work next time? Obviously, it will not work. Why? Because this ID value, half of the portion of ID value is dynamic. Here, now inspect this one. So how to identify team here? It is having a class name. So let me use name here. One of one, so that I can use name here. Now driver dot find elements by data. This time use name here. Name value which I have copied this one. Now here, what is the action I have to perform here? Here, click operation. Now observe whether I am able to log in this time or not. Launching browser, entering URL. Now this time CT. Now account got logged. This is the how you have to apply your logic. This is the how you have to apply your XPath functions. This is the how you can apply your implicitly wait. Now this time you won't get any exception. Because why? Because we are waiting implicitly wait. We are applying implicitly wait. So whether it may be 10 seconds or any number of seconds. But preferably here, just give 120 seconds. Application take more than 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. With respect of your loading time, it will wait your implicitly wait apply up to 120 seconds. Up to 120 seconds, you won't get any issues. Hope you're clear, right? Now here, remember team, remember, so from now onwards, you have to write verification point. So what is the verification point team? Verification point nothing but it is a checking of your test case. Your each and every test case should end with verification point. Suppose if you write if you write 1,000 lines of test cases, there is no use thing. Suppose this is your test case, you have written 1,000 lines. Without verification points, there is no use of your test case. You have to write verification point. End of your test cases, you have to write whether the test case is navigating correctly or not, whether the test case is passed or not. We'll discuss what is the verification point. As of now, observe here. As of now, observe here. What is the verification point here? Here, After login, whether this my name or this my account is visible, I can say this test case is passed. As of now, let's consider. As of now, let's consider what is the verification pointing. After login, if I'm able to see this my account or my name, so I can say my test case is passed. That is the verification point. Observe how we will verify this thing, whether this element is displaying or not. How we will verify? How to verify whether the element is displayed or not? I want to verify this that my account, the my account element is displaying or not, or else this personal data is displayed or not. So when can see these options? After login only. So if I am seeing this option, if I am seeing this my name, so that I can say my test case is pass. That is the verification point. Verification point is useful to whether your test case is pass or fail. When can say my test case this one is pass, whether I can see these options, I can say test case pass. Now observe, this is the best one, sign out option. When the sign out option will visibility? After login only. If I able to see the sign out option, I can say my test case pass. Now observe, see, this is a element sign out. Let me identify this element by using text. Now this time you can use text or title logout class, right? Let me use this logout title because it's unique, right? Title logout slash a rate equals to equals give this value. Observing is the element. How to verify this element is displaying or not? Anyone? Anyone? How to verify whether the element is displaying or not? Already we have a method team. Already we have a method we have discussed. So we have a method driver dot. First of all, we have to identify driver dot find element by dot of x bar. What is the x bar? This one, right? So after identifying this one, if you are saying that this is a method called is displayed. What is the is displayed return thing? See, is displayed is a element displayed or not. It will give you what is the return type is displayed thing. Is displayed return type is boolean. If the element is displayed, it will give you boolean value. What? True here, right? So if it is a true, I can say my test case pass. Let's now try to store my boolean value. Boolean logout display. This is logout display. If I say this one, my test case is pass. As of now, let me print this value. Node.println. You can apply any verification point team based on your logic. You can apply any verification point. So you can apply this one also. See here, after login, I can able to see my name, username. If the username is visible, I can say my test case pass. If the logout visible, I can say my test case pass. If the personal data visible, I can say my test case pass. So you can apply your own logic for your test case verification. Clear team? Now observe whether it is working fine or not. Then how can we know whether the element having dynamic attribute or value or not? C team. So this is the value which is having dynamic, right? This is the element which is having dynamic. See here, ID, DWFRM login username is common. So if the element getting no such element exception, observe first iteration attribute value and second iteration, nothing but second launch attribute value, so that you can able to know the value is changing. So copy from here, paste it into somewhere, paste it into somewhere, and next time, let me log out this one, or else first one. Let me copy this one. This is the first one, right? CT, my test case got executed. Now let me show the difference here. Account. Now observe, inspect, copy from here. Now copy here and paste it over here. Observe team. By seeing this one, you can able to differentiate which is changing, which is not changing, and which portion changing, which portion is not changing. See here, this is the portion which is changing here. Up to D0, this is a comma. You can use which is not changing. See here, this is the portion changing for every time. You can apply content function. Clear team? See here, observe what the output we are getting. Logout display true. This is a verification point here. You have to give verification point like this based on your logic, based on your scenario, based on your functionality. You have to apply end of your test case. End of your test case, you have to apply your logic. If the logout element is displaying nothing but test case is false. Clear team? And we cannot check these type of situation by the time of execution team. So we'll get to know after the first execution. Or else sometimes you will get to know by seeing itself. Suppose if the element is having this type of dynamic data here, this type of dynamic data, you can say, see here, drf login username. It is saying that login username, after login username, this is having dynamic data. Always dynamic data, there is no any logic here. See, login username, somewhat logic. Observe here, login username, this is somewhat logic. Observe for password also is having somewhat logic here. What it is having ID team, DWFRM login password. By seeing itself somewhat 50% you can able to understand. See, login username not changing, login password not changing. After login username, there is a dynamic data. Here, so that is the implicit wait team. So implicit wait, it's interface. Inside implement implicit wait, we have a method called implicit wait timeout. There is inside a timeout interface, we have a method called implicitly wait, page load timeout, set skip timeout. So that is the about implicit wait. And next we have a method called, and we have a wait called explicit wait. Explicit wait, or people are calling WebDriver wait. Explicit wait or WebDriver wait. WebDriver wait is a class T. A WebDriver
ఇక్కడ
wait.
if condition use చేయొచ్చా అండి?
We can apply your own logic. That's why you can apply your own logic. See here. See here. I can apply condition here. If the condition, what is the condition here? Logout display. If the logout display is equals to true,
డైరెక్ట్ గా డ్రైవర్ డాట్ ఫైండ్ ఎలిమెంట్ అది పెట్టేసి ఓకే
I didn't get you, ma'am. You
ఓకే
can apply if condition. You can apply here if condition. So if it is going to inside if condition, I can say my test case pass here.
ఓకే
When it will go to the inside if condition team, whenever the logout element is displaying, so then it will becoming a true. If it is becoming true, going to the inside. Here I can say my test case pass. This is the verification point. This is the way how to give the correct verification point. And coming
Okay.
sessions, we'll use assertions. Assertion nothing but is equal to verification point. We'll use assertions. Okay, team.
Okay.
Now, WebDriver weight. WebDriver weight, one more dynamic weight from Selenium. Suppose, let's consider here I'll give you example. Let's consider, yeah, I'm saying that, so if you want to log in, we have to give username, right? Then password. Let me give password here. Password and clicker. Sign in. See, after that, it is taking some time. Now this time, I don't know how much time is taking. If you want to apply a dynamic weight, if you want to apply a weight which is based on a condition, for that, the best one we have is WebDriver weight. Observe team. So after login, I'm applying a WebDriver weight. I can implement here WebDriver weight. Here after login for this element, I can apply WebDriver weight. Observe here. So WebDriver weight. So this is a class from Selenium. What is the class name? WebDriver weight. Let me create object for this one. Weight equals to new WebDriver weight. Because it's a class, right? We can create object WebDriver weight. So for WebDriver weight constructor, we have to pass sense, and here observe here timeouts. This time you have to supply number, just number. No need to give any parameter. If you are supplying number, it is considering seconds only. Good. So if you supply number here, let's consider 60. It is considering as number only, nothing but seconds only, right? So this is equals to, we are waiting for that element up to 60 seconds. After that, here inside a WebDriver wait class, we have a method called, inside a WebDriver class, we have a method called wait method. Wait method, overloaded method. For this wait method, you can give expected conditions. Here, expected condition is an interface. Expected condition is an interface. But inside interface, we have a method, dynamic methods for waiting an element. For, let's consider element is taking 10 seconds to load, and if even I can wait for an element is not displaying. We can wait for element displaying, we can wait for element not displaying, and we can wait for one more window present, we can wait for frame present, and we can wait for frame disappear. Observing here conditions dot. See, these are the methods inside in expected condition theme. So element to be present, element to be selectable, element to be available, frame to be available, invisibility of all elements. See, you can supply a list of elements, invisibility of all elements. The JavaScript thrown, please return not number of elements. You can apply this method number of elements. Suppose I want in a web page there are 10 elements. I have to wait until the 10 element is to be present. At that time, you can apply this type of method. You have a n number of methods in expected condition. Based on your condition, you can apply any methods. Dynamic method. Here, I can say visibility of method. Visibility of what method team? It is asking parameter web element. Observe here. So I can apply this condition for my logout method. Here. WebDriver wait. So it is asking parameter what in web element. Observe here. So first of all, let me identify this one. Let me store it into web element. Web element. So sign out equals to Let me register my list here. Download the element. The element. Okay. So let me store it into find element. Now web element. This is sign out option. We have to supply for this my visibility of element. Now this time it will wait until wait what the visibility of this condition. What condition here? Condition remove argument of mismatch. Visibility of what? 1 second. This is web driver wait. Give it here 8 condition. Wait timeouts. Conditions dot see expected conditions dot yeah visibility of element. See this thing. So this is a method wait method sorry until method. Until method from where? Web driver wait. So for my until method I can supply expected condition. What is my expected condition team? Expected condition is a class. Inside this expected condition we have a method called what? Visibility of invisibility. So you can apply any method team here. See here expected condition class. See, these are the methods. Attribute to be present, element to be not present, visibility, invisibility, right? So, and presence of all elements, present of nested elements, stale element, text to be present, element. Suppose if you want to wait until the element having some text, you can wait him, right? So title to be present. You can apply any weight. This is the, so there are n number of methods here inside my expected conditions. Now let me use visibility of element. So what is the asking team? Parameter. Let me ask parameter of element. What is the web element, right? So parameter is web element. Now my supply my web element not here. Now this time it will wait until the visibility of sign out option up to how much time team. Here I am supplying 60. 60 is default time. This is the example. Let me give here. And now sign out right here. So what you are saying, log out display, right? Let me use display method. Is display, or else directly I can use here is display. If the display true, I can say my test case pass. Here give system.println inside condition. I'm giving inside condition test case. So we are applying now this time WebDriver wait, explicit wait or explicitly wait. So we are waiting here, applying what in here, visibility of sign out. So it can wait, program will wait up to 60 seconds for my sign out option. If it is displaying, I'm saying that my test case passed. Observe it. Let me execute. And remember, WebDriver wait or explicit wait. This is also a dynamic wait. So if the element is identified within 2 seconds, remaining time will be ignored. Nothing but it will skip. Clear team? Now here my WebDriver wait will apply for explicitly for the element. Right? Now here, what is the difference between WebDriver wait and implicit waiting? Here, implicit wait we are applying for driver instance, right? Now here, WebDriver wait or explicitly wait, we are applying for what? Only a single element. This is useful for only single time. Now, my implicit wait is apply for entire your driver instance, and it is implicit wait is apply for all the elements. Clear team? Try to practice. Try to practice. See here, I'm giving this one example. Document here. Try to practice and try to practice the same way and try to create and try to log in this application. Creating.